This is DEC Signal, your weekly District 65 educator briefing. I'm Marcus Chen. This week, we're stepping back from the news to talk about something fundamental: what you actually get from being a DEC member. Let's start with the most important thing: your contract. Without DEC, there is no contract. There's no negotiated salary schedule, no step increases, no track movement for your continuing education, no retirement incentives, no limits on class size or workload, no grievance process when something goes wrong. Everything in your working conditions, your planning time, your evaluation process, your health insurance contribution exists because DEC negotiated it. 25 bargaining sessions for the last contract, issue by issue, line by line. And when the district acknowledged the structural deficit during negotiations, DEC was at the table, making sure educators weren't the ones absorbing all the pain. That contract doesn't enforce itself either. When the district doesn't follow it, your building rep and DEC leadership step in. That's what a union does. It holds management accountable to the agreement. Now let's talk about protection, because teaching is legally riskier than most people realize. As a DEC member, you're automatically covered by a $1 million professional liability insurance policy through IEA and NEA. That's the Educators Employment Liability Program. You don't pay extra for it. It's included in your membership. If a parent sues you over something that happened in your classroom, you're covered. If you're accused of something and need legal defense, you're covered, up to $3 million in legal costs. If your personal property gets damaged in an assault at school, there's reimbursement for that too. And beyond the insurance, you have access to real legal support. IEA has UNISERV directors, professional staff whose job is to help local associations like DEC navigate legal issues, contract enforcement, and workplace problems. You're not figuring this out alone. Try getting that from one of those union alternative groups that sends you mailers. They offer bare-bones liability coverage and nothing else. No contract negotiation, no grievance support. No professional development, no voice. Speaking of professional development, IEA members get access to over 300 online courses, many of them free, with professional development clock hours included. Need to renew your license? Need hours for salary advancement? IEA's Learning Portal has courses on everything from classroom management to equity to technology integration. And because you're a DEC member, you're an IEA member, which means you're also an NEA member. 3 levels of support: resources and professional community. DEC also has a seat on the Joint Professional Learning Committee in District 65. That means educators have a voice in what professional development actually looks like in this district, not just what gets handed down from administration. Here's the part that's harder to put a dollar value on: collective voice. When DEC President Kelly Post publicly called for board members to resign over the Horton situation, that carried weight because she spoke for 750 educators. One teacher saying that gets ignored, a union saying it makes news. When decisions get made about school closures, about staffing, about program cuts, DEC is in the room. Not always winning, but always present. Always pushing back. Always documenting. You can't do that as an individual. The power comes from the collective. The more members, the more power. It's that simple. Look, this is a hard moment for District 65. Schools closing, programs ending, budget cuts are coming. A lot of uncertainty about what next year looks like. This is exactly when union membership matters most. When things are stable, it's easy to forget what the union does. When things are unstable, you find out fast. DEC is in weekly conversations with the district about how displaced educators will be assigned. DEC is watching the budget decisions. DEC is making sure the contract gets followed, even when the district is under pressure to cut corners. If you're not a member, you're benefiting from that work, without contributing to it. And if enough people make that choice, the union gets weaker, which means your contract gets weaker, your protections get weaker, your voice gets smaller. That's DEC Signal for this week. If you're a member, thank you. If you're not, talk to your building rep. This is your union. It works better when you're in it. We'll be back next Monday. Take care of yourselves and each other.